Nothing in the world can take the place of persistence. Talent will not. There is nothing more common than unsuccessful talented men. Genius will not. Unrewarded genius, it's almost a proverb. Education will not. The world is full of educated derelicts. Persistence and determination, they are omnipotent. The slogan, "Press on," has solved, and always will solve, the problems of the human race. That was Calvin Coolidge. He's probably the most underrated president in our history. Calvin Coolidge believed that the most common commodity in America, and the most common commodity probably in the world, was unrealized potential, and that's why he made this quote. That's why he said this. Now, the reason I chose this quote is because I had this really good idea once. I'm pretty sure it was probably the greatest idea any human being has ever had. It would have made the lives of millions upon millions upon millions of people better. And I started talking to people, and I started asking around, and I realized that other people had these really great ideas too. In fact, I realized that there's a million great ideas out there. And I learned that great ideas are basically worthless. Everyone has a good idea. It's not a big deal. We all have good ideas, and sometimes we have those great ideas and we feel really good about ourselves because we have this amazing idea. But that is not where talent lies. That's not where accomplishment lies. It's not in having a great idea. It's in bringing a great idea to fruition. And bringing an idea to fruition is one of the hardest things you will ever do in your life. It's also one of the most rewarding things. I was just reading about car companies in Detroit, and it takes 5 years to get a factory up and running just for a simple device on a car. Like, take Toyota Priuses, say GM wants to make a hybrid car. Just from thinking about that to getting up and running takes 5 years. 5 years. When's the last time you put 5 years into trying to accomplish something? Trying to accomplish a single goal? Drug companies spend up to 15 years to bring a drug to the market. 15 years. That means I would be 44 years old if I started today. That's mind-boggling to me. I think so often we go down to Walmart and we buy a good and we bring it home and use it immediately, and we're so used to immediacy that we don't even think of what goes into building these great products. And man, I don't even know what to say. It's just such an exciting thing when you pull something like that off, but it's also very frustrating when you have people throwing ideas at you and throwing suggestions at you, having no clue what goes into it. I've dealt with this a lot in the past 3 months, so I might be a little bit too passionate about it right now. Let's see, other than a quote that I hope inspires you a little bit, I did purposely pick today to give this quote because I haven't shaved in a week and I don't have a haircut. And after getting featured on YouTube, I had people asking me about my facial hair, which is always interesting. So I thought I would show everyone with my full facial hair. This is about as thick as I've ever gone because I actually don't like a beard. I'm just very lazy. I also just want to say it was fun getting featured on YouTube. I got a lot of mail, and surprisingly no negative mail, which was kind of cool. But I really appreciated all of it. I had people tell me some very cool things, and I thought that was very, very cool. And lastly, and I actually don't really like talking about myself and my personal self and what I do for work, but because I've got so much mail about this, I do want everyone to know that the movie I directed this summer, it was the first thing I've ever directed. I've worked in the film industry for about 7 years now. I started assistant directing and producing about 2 years ago, and I got to direct a movie this summer. It was the first feature film I've ever directed. It was just an absolutely incredible experience. But we are in the final stages of post right now. We have the edit is all locked. We are going through color correction right now, which if you've never seen color correction, it is an incredibly, incredibly cool experience to see. And we are going to be going into sound and ADR. Usually you do color correction last, but our post house is doing our sound and our color correction so they can kind of do it at the same time. But all that being said, we look like it's going to be composed, finished, locked, and I'm going to have a nice shiny DVD, and it's going to be transferred over to some weird, big, expensive tape about January 20th. So hopefully we'll start hitting film festivals and stuff like that and see where it goes. I'm extremely excited about it. In the end, all I really care about is I hope it's good, because I'm not sure if it is. I've watched it so many times now that I actually want to puke every time I see a scene from it. But it's been a great experience. I had some mail about that, asking me about that. So hopefully we will see very soon, and hopefully I can get some more information out there. But it was cool getting featured, and thank you for everyone who liked my stuff. Thank you for everyone who hated my stuff, for watching. And at the very least, I hope I made you think a little bit. But more importantly, I hope I inspired you a little bit to actually do something, because doing stuff is all that really matters.